He avoided prison, fines, probation, but Judge Juan Merchan's spectacle temporarily labels President Trump as a convicted felon. Legal experts predict the flimsy lawfare case will be overturned on appeal. Joining me now is CEO of Trump Media and Technology Group, Devin Nunes, and host of the Trish Regan Show, Trish Regan. Hello to both of you and a Happy New Year. Trish, you first. Did Merchan telegraph for all of us how the left is going to be handling things for the next 4 years?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, look, this case never should have been brought, and I'm more an economic expert than a legal expert, but you know what? I can put two and two together, and this was entirely motivated by politics. We know that. It's the reason why Alvin Bragg didn't want to bring the case in the first place. Why? Because he didn't have a case. He didn't have a criminal case. And yet here we are. He's got to get sentenced, which isn't really a sentencing, right? There's no time he's doing, et cetera. It's all about posturing. It's all about sending a message. Ha ha, you know, we can get you, and we're going to go get you. And it's like, guys, you know what? It's over. America's over that. We don't want that anymore. We are finished, done, finito, okay? We want to move forward. We want to get the economy on better standing. We want to make sure we deal with the border. We want to make sure that we don't have fires raging throughout some parts of our country because you got too much DEI going on and not enough common sense.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get to the economy here in a second, but you know, this also begs the question about corruption in government. Congressman, I read FBI Director nominee Kash Patel's book, Government Gangsters, over Christmas. You were prominently featured for your role in pulling back the curtain on the deep state. How confident are you that not only will these rogue elements of permanent Washington be driven out of government once President Trump returns to the White House, but they will also be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law?
Well, really, it's going to be up to Attorney General Bondi, Kash Patel's the FBI director, John Ratcliffe, and others within the Department of Defense to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So I think that's really the key, is going to be putting in the right policies, shining light on it. You know, can you go back? I think the question you're asking, Chris, is can you go back and hold these people accountable under the law? That remains to be seen, because a lot of this criminality happened a long time ago. I was talking to somebody today. Remember that one of the biggest crimes throughout the whole Russia hoax was actually when transcripts of General Flynn talking to the Russian ambassador leaked out in early 2017, and nobody, that was the only thing that was, the only law that we knew that had been broken was that law, and nothing ever happened to them.
Yeah.
Now, all of the listeners out there are saying, well, why can't you guys do anything about it? Well, the answer is because under the law, if you follow the law, unlike the guy in New York that you were just showing, Marchand, if you follow the law, there is a time limit that you can bring these types of prosecutions. And I think that's going to be the challenge, holding these people accountable. But moving forward, we want to make sure that we close this chapter, dark chapter of American history. President Trump wants to make America great again, make America safe again, depoliticize the justice system.
And a deterrent to future bad actions would be, of course, punishment for those who do break the law. Trish, Joe Biden is leaving office the same way he entered. He's cutting off energy supplies. His policies led, as you know, to the most expensive gas prices in U.S. history. But the profligate overspending coupled with energy policy led to massive inflation, as you know. It's not gone back down. Eggs in California now, $9 a dozen in some places. If you were advising President Trump, what's your first suggestion to get the U.S. economy back on track?
You know, and he knows what to do because he's done it before. But what do? You lower taxes, you lessen regulation, you put more money back in the hands of the people. Steve Forbes and Steve Moore have been pushing for a flat tax. Gosh, I'd love to see that. Wouldn't that be amazing? I think he put a lot of accountants out of business. Listen, we need to streamline our taxation system so that we are incentivizing people to do the right things. And he gets that. He knows that. He was a business owner. He's still a business owner, right? So he eats, sleeps, and breathes that. I think America can sort of take some solace in that, right? Be rest assured that you're going to at least have somebody competent who listens to his economic advisors and knows what needs to be done. Inflation is going to be the most challenging thing he's confronting. I mean, I actually think it's going to be even harder than the border, believe it or not. But you've got to get the right policies through, which means giving more ownership, power back to the people, in the hands of the people, and in a market economy that will help massively to get us right back on course. We need that growth.
You know, folks, I thank God for my wonderful wife, my kids, my country, the greatest nation ever. And Americans like you who believe in the truth, the Chris Salcedo Show will never stop fighting for you.
The Chris Salcedo Show, for the news you need to know.